for joining us tonight.
Great to see you, thanks.
It's always good to see you.
Thanks for inviting me.
The first festival I ever did, you were the very first guest.
Really?
Yes, you were.
When was that?
Was it like 2009, 2010? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that far back now.
Didn't you love it? That's what
I did, yeah.
That's what I recall.
I'm glad.
So, welcome. Have you been traveling? You've been on the East
I've been
Coast?
on the East Coast 3 or 4 times the last couple of months, various activities. And trying to get to Boston because my wife was supposed to be doing a presentation at Harvard. So we were in New York. We had the train ticket to go to Boston, and then the snowstorm hit. That was about 6 weeks ago. We couldn't get there. We came back here. Then we went back because Zachary Quinto was acting in a play in Cambridge, which I wanted very much to see. He got great reviews, and rightly so. The performance of the play were wonderful. The Glass Menagerie, which is moving to New York, I think. We're going to do it in New York on Broadway starting this fall. So we went to see that. And then came back, went back again for Susan to go to Harvard. And unfortunately, we were in New York and couldn't get to Boston because of the bombing. Yeah. So, and we just got back from D.C. We were there for the White House Correspondents' Dinner. A lot of airplanes the last few weeks, yeah. But now I'm here. I'm here. You know, 09, you said we were together?
2010, I think.
3 years ago. Well,
It was down the street, the Man 6, it was you, Christopher Nolan, and Ridley Scott.
3 years from now, you know what's going to happen? 3 years from now, just a little bit more than 3 years from now, we will be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the debut of Star Trek. 50 years! Incredible! Yeah, here we are.
It's
anybody in here under 50? I bet you are. So you weren't here, you weren't around. Yeah, it came before you.
Anybody see this movie for the first time tonight? And of you, folks that are raising your hands, don't be afraid. Were you Star Trek fans, or was this like your first Star Trek movie? And why didn't you see it? How did this make any sense? We'll move on.
All right.
So, you were talking about Zachary on the stage. Well, first of all, Zachary, it was very obvious in that introduction. Just
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. I was asked if I was instrumental in casting him. I did not have approval. I had consultation. So JJ sent me some footage with him, and I called JJ immediately and I said, I think he's terrific. He looks right enough, but more important, he has obviously a talent and an interior life, is what I said, because I think it's very important for the character to have an interior life, which Zachary does. He's a very, very well-trained thinking actor. He's not quite accurate in what he said about the first thing I said to him. He said, what did he say on another film? He said, you don't know what you're getting into, or something like that. And I said, no, he said, what did he say? Is that what he said? What I said to him was, do you have any idea what you're getting into?
Yeah.
And I don't think you really understood what it was all about.
Yeah, I certainly didn't know what you were getting.
No. Had no idea. I've been working here in town, living in a rooming house just about 3 or 4 blocks from here, for a long time, and doing small roles. And when I went in the Army for a couple of years, came back and did some more work here and there. You might have thought you recognized me if you saw me at a party or something. You said, "Do I know you?" You know, yeah, I'm an actor. What have I seen you in? You know, well, maybe you saw me at Columbo or something like that. Anyway, when the show went on the air, I wasn't prepared for what was going to happen. My phone number was still listed in the Los Angeles telephone book. People called me. A lot of people did. And just wasn't ready for it. I didn't know how to deal with it. It took me some time to figure it out. And I couldn't go into restaurants, I couldn't go into movie theaters because there was so much energy around this whole Spock thing, Star Trek and Spock. So I got an invitation to go to Billings, Montana, to speak at a college. And I thought, I'm going to do this because it'll get me out of town and get me away from the scene here. It'll be quiet there, and I'll have some quiet time and some peace. So I flew to Billings, and I landed there, and I was driven to a local motel where they checked me in. I'm in this motel room unpacking. I wasn't there 5 minutes, the phone rang. So I picked it up, I said hello, and a young lady said, "Is this Mr. Nimoy?" I said, "Yeah." "Oh, God, wow! I got him on the phone! Oh, my God, I'm so excited to be talking." I said, "Just, whoa. Just a minute, who are you?" She said, "My name is Mary." I said, "Mary, where are you calling me from?" She said, "From Denver." I said, "How did you find me?" She said, "Well, I heard you were coming to Billings, and I called all the hotels and motels. There's only 3. So I said, "Well, yes, it's really great that you tracked me down. I'm really flattered, and I'm glad you were watching Star Trek and Spock and all that. And thanks for calling. I got to go. There's some people waiting for me." And I finished the conversation. I hung up. I finished my unpacking. 3 or 4 minutes later, I'm heading for the door, and the phone rang again. I said, "Hello," and again, I got the same kind of thing. "Oh, wow, I got him on the phone. Whoa, there's not really on the phone." Whoa, just a minute. "Who are you?" She said, "My name is Sally." "Sally, where are you calling me from?" She said, "St. Louis." "Sally, how did you find me?" She said, "My friend Mary called me from Denver." It's true.
At least they were girls. I was talking to Grant, the guy that you met on the way in here. We were talking about the video that you filmed for the Bilbo Baggins song. Oh, right. And we were saying that guy has to be the coolest guy ever, because listen to what he's singing. But those girls he's got all these pretty girls around him, and they dig him. It's clear.
That's why I did it for the girls. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, this is true, tomorrow, on YouTube, they're releasing a video that I did with Zachary for Audi, for the car. And in the video, I'm singing Bilbo Baggins while I'm driving in the car.
Can you sing it first? You sing it now.
Please, Bilbo Baggins, greatest little hobbit of them all.
Sing on there, you.
For you got it, yeah. In Middle Earth, in the land of Shire, there's a brave little hobbit whom we all admire. Long wooden pipe, fuzzy wooden toes, he lives in a hobbit hole, and everybody knows him. Bilbo Baggins, greatest little hobbit of them all. That's it.
I don't even know what to say. I'm so happy. That makes me so happy. Thank you.
I love that song. Isn't it a great song? Long wooden pipe, fuzzy woman toes. Yeah.
I love that.
So, is the toes that got you? Whatever. It'll float your boat, as they say.
Why you were in Billings? I still don't know why you were in this hotel. Mysterious. What about, have you not seen the new film?
No, I have not seen it, no. Have you?
I have.
Did you like it?
I did.
Yeah? You want to talk about that?
No!
I can't, because J.J. Abrams has snipers. You can't see them, but they're there.
No, you are one of the privileged few. I have not seen it.
I'm sure you will.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there next week for the opening, yeah.
Yeah.
On the 4th, well, this week. No, it's a week from tomorrow, the 14th. A week from tomorrow, yeah. I'll be there.
It should be great. And then for you, Zachary, I started to say, he's such a great guy. Your friendship with him,
Yeah.
he was telling me about this. I mean, you guys really.
Well, when he was cast, I invited him to our house, and we had lunch, and we just sat and talked very, very generally about Star Trek and the Spock character. And what I thought were the important elements. I didn't teach him anything. I mean, people ask me, did you give him advice? No, I did not give him advice. We talked about what the character is all about the duality of the personality, the human side, the emotional side, the conflict in the character, which was what attracted me to the job in the first place, made the character interesting. And very generally about the philosophy of Star Trek and the character. And I didn't say do this or don't do that, none of that kind of advice. But we became friends. And whenever he's in town, he travels a lot, he's working a lot. He's got a wonderful career going. He did a wonderful job in a movie that he co-produced called Margin Call. It was excellent. And of course his television career has been very good. He's terrific on stage. And we've become very good friends. My wife and I really enjoy his company. We've had him to our house several times. We go to dinner together when he's in town and into his house. We like each other.
And for you coming up, you have, well, first we'll talk about
wait a minute, just let's get something straight. I'm retired. Okay? People say to me, what are you doing now? You got any project? Yeah. I'm really working on getting to know my kids and grandchildren. I have 6 grandchildren. I have 6 grandchildren and a great-grandson.
Any Star Trek fans in there?
They're all Star Trek, but they better be.
You've got Stormtrooper show
Somebody
up.
gets out of here alive if they're not a Star Trek.
That's great. Well, it's interesting to see how things come back to you and the way things that you've done in the past echo. Watching Zachary take the baton and having a friendship out of it is very cool. And now with Vincent, there's another thing that you've done is echoing in an interesting way.
Yeah, Vincent is a play that I wrote 35 years ago. And I toured the United States. I did a lot of performances of it, about 150 performances, including at the LA County Museum, the big theater, and all over the country. And since then, after I put it away, other actors have been doing it from time to time. And I was contacted about 3 or 4 months ago by an actor named Jean-Michel Richaud, a French-American actor originally from France. And he said that he wanted to do a translation of it in French because he wanted to perform it in French. So I gave him the rights to do that. And then he said, I'm doing it in Los Angeles. Could you possibly come and see it? Well, that's a little scary. It's a one-man show, and I didn't know his work at all. So I thought, you know, it could get very uncomfortable if you're sitting there and then you have to say something to him afterwards. You know, if you really. Anyway, it was very good. Very, very good. Yeah, wow. And then he did it in San Diego, and Susan and I went to see him there, and I did a Q&A afterward, and discussed it, and he came to our house for lunch. And now he's going to be doing it at the Leonard Nimoy Theater in New York next month in June. I can get a ticket to that performance, yeah. And know somebody there.